ban. Dire team ban.
What? Oh, very nice.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
And we are back. Game number 3 between FlipSid Tactics and Team Secret. We are well on our way to going the full distance in this best of 5 as the score is currently 1-1. FlipSid Tactics getting a draft that they obviously felt rather comfortable with. We've seen plenty of times before from them. They took game number 1 with ease. Game number 2, though, Team Secret, both in my opinion as well as CC's opinion, well executed and well drafted by Team Secret to claim game 2. We'll see what happens, though. Game 3 is going to be a bit of a mix-up here as we've got a Drow Ranger on the field. CC, are you one of those guys who like, nope, never leave Drow Ranger out? Or are you okay? Do you think Drow Ranger is counterable?
I think she's counterable. She's definitely a very strong hero, but Secret obviously had a plan for it. They banned in the first 2 games, but in the 3rd game they decided to ban the Warlock over the Drow, so not wanting to deal with that hero again. 100% win rate so far, and Highlight Eye Infamous are playing a very good bounty, and or I guess Puppy's playing it now because he's playing the 4, but bounty, one of the best heroes in the game, versus Drow. You just sort of run at them, get 1 billion gold, so they can't really push. You get your blink daggers early on, stuff.
I'll actually pose another question to you. Liquid, I'm not sure how much you saw the lower bracket final, but Liquid against FlipSid seemed determined, prove that they can play against OD. Obviously, they failed to win out in that series, and FlipSid are here in the grand finals. You're okay with Drow Ranger slipping through. What about OD? Do you think OD is ever a hero that should slip through the pool, or is that just an auto ban in your mind?
That 6 damage nerf is actually pretty big, because the hero is pretty bad from behind, but good from ahead, so if you can shut him down early on, or at least just do okay versus him, he takes mid-game fights better, and then he'll fall behind because he doesn't farm particularly fast. He farms alright, and then you can sort of play the game from there, because he's not amazing whenever he's behind, but it seems like Secret just doesn't want to deal with it. Take My Wild plays OD every single time they get the chance, so it's sort of just a comfort ban, and then also it's just a good hero as well, so yeah.
Alright, well, we'll see what FlipSid Tactics is going to combine with the Drow Ranger. Not quite what I was expecting here. Witch Doctor going to make his way into the pool. I guess use a certain amount of sustain. He's not the greatest defensive hero in the world, but that paralyzing cast is going to be pretty sweet versus a whatever Wisp combination we're going to see.
It's also good versus sort of the style that Secret want to play so far. They just want to run at you, they want to relocate people in, have the Bounty Hunter, and just like charge at you, get track kills, and take a gold advantage that way. And Witch Doctor is very good whenever people are running at you, not so great when you're running at them. Cask is very easy to get away with get away from whenever heroes are running away and splitting up. Whenever everybody's sort of closing in on one hero, charging the Drow Ranger, this Cask is very, very good defensively because you can get all the bounces off.
10 seconds remaining.
What other heroes are we thinking about picking up for Team Secret? Because they kind of like FlipSid Tactics already showing their hand, right? They're saying, hey, we're running a Drow Ranger lineup. Just so you know, how would you like to further craft this lineup for Team Secret to deal with the Drow Ranger lineup with they have already got a Wisp?
I mean, it would surprise me heavily if FlipSid didn't ban the PA. They really like that hero, one of the best heroes in the game versus Drow. It works well with the Wisp. So I think if FlipSid don't ban it, they'll probably take a PA. As far as an offlaners go, you know, they'll take some offlaner with a stun. They're sort of depends on what they want and what they're if they do end up getting the PA or not. But yeah, I'd be shocked if they don't ban it.
Pretty much any kind of like really aggressive cores that come online relatively quickly, right? You want to try and make sure that you can contest some of the early towers that Drow Ranger tries to push. They're actually going to ban away the Storm Spirit from Team Secret instead, which does leave opportunity out there for Secret.
Yeah, the Storm's definitely a good ban. Mid one plays a very good Storm. Good versus Drow lineups. If you're getting active early on, not so great if you play more passive and try and farm up because you can get run over. But the way Midwood plays it, going treads first, very good with the track.
Mm-hmm. A nice big team fighting ability for Team Secrets, the Tidehunter. It seems like that's one of the trends. Is just like against Drow Ranger lineups, all you need to do is be able to win 1 or 2 fights, right? To really be able to break a Drow Ranger lineup and get yourself on even ground against that pushing power. And seems like Team Secret are going to invest heavily in the team fight with the Tidehunter, who's not readily seen in this patch, but is spotted here and there.
Yeah, Team Secret really likes it. Forever will go like drums first a lot of times, and then mech afterwards, and ends up being like very, very tanky, just sort of runs at people. And also, whenever you have better team fight than a Drow Ranger lineup, and it's sort of hard for them to take towers because you just walk up tower and you just say fight me, and you know they can't really take the tower. But they are taking a Chen, so they're very all in on this push strat.
Mm-hmm. CC. I expect memes out of many people, but you are not one of them. Chen going the way of FlipSid tactics, a little bit more pushing power and a bit more sustain for them, but they don't have one of those like they have a little bit of heal and stuff, but they don't have actually something that fully like gets the Drow Ranger out of danger, like Vengeful Spirit or like Oracle Shadowing, like those kind of like heavy defensive heroes that like full on stops the fight on the Drow Ranger. Is that concerning for you, or you think Chen is still pretty good?
I think it's alright. I think the Potom pick is very good at dealing with the Chen because you do have a lot of AoE. You can arrow the creeps whenever he's pushing. Early on, it also sort of makes it hard to pressure the Potom in the lane with the Chen, if that's what you're trying to do. So no like shenanigans with the troll or anything like that, because you can just arrow it from far away. And Potom is just typically a good answer versus the Chen. And if she can get to a good Ag's timing, she can always blink in, double starfall the wave, lower all the creep slot, and then back out. So Potom pick a pretty good answer versus the Chen, and they are going to have to deal with the bounty, and we'll see how he does. The flip side is playing versus a bounty strat with a Drow. It's not something you can be behind in.
Right. The Team Secret, they the Muerta's a nice active core, but they have this offlaner in Tidehunter who doesn't really take advantage, I guess, of the bounty hunter. And like when I look at Tidehunter, that's not like an axe, that's not a slaughter, that's not a hero that is like actively go like picking up kills and that sort of thing. So the advantage that bounty hunter kind of gets you, right, where he like sees a pick off and he says, hey, let's get ourselves some track gold. Tidehunter can't really take advantage of it. Muerta can a little bit, but I kind of feel like Secret need another really aggressive, early, a core that comes online nice and early. Do you feel the same way, or what do you think about Secret's last pick?
Yeah, I think they do definitely want something that can fight early on that also scales, so maybe thinking about a Juggernaut. But the way Forev typically plays this Tidehunter is he'll get 1 point in Gush around level 5, and play more fighting oriented, doesn't really farm Ancients that much, tries to stay in lane, just be a pest, and does get aggressive pretty early on. Sometimes he'll even go like 4-2-4, and just play like this really aggressive, just sort of walking around and spitting on people as much as he can, getting very active in early fights. So I think the way Secret plays the Tidehunter, they actually will be able to fight a lot. Tidehunter is not a super mobile hero, so I think Secret will be trying to play around this top lane a lot, and not ganking elsewhere, really trying to pressure this Drow, take control of your jungle. So we'll see if they can weather the storm.
Team Secret, they've still need a mid that takes advantage of the Drow Ranger aura. They know it's going to be matched up against the Morana. They've got a nice tanky hero in the Timbersaw. What do they want? Well, they want some additional pushing power and a little bit more tank. The Dragonite is going to be their pickup. Dragonite has been, I feel like this is kind of one of the overlooked heroes early on in the patch, but we're seeing him a bit more and more. It seems like the Dragonite's laning phase is actually pretty good against many of the typical matchups that you would think, oh, it's range versus melee hero, that must go bad. But with the damage reduction, it seems like Dragonite actually fares pretty well for himself.
Yeah, that hero's biggest issue is that he has no way to really catch up, and he's not a flash farmer. So if he gets ganked early on, he sort of falls behind like super hard. He's not great at making rotations, so it takes like a mobile support to smoke him away from mid after he shoves off the wave. But he's very easy to gank early on because you'll typically go, 4-1-1. Sometimes you'll go 2-1-2. Still a reasonably squishy hero. And so if he gets ganked early on, slows down his treads, and he ends up just being this hero that like pushes towers but doesn't do very much damage, and that's typically his issue. But they aren't too great at ganking him this game. It'll take probably the Wisp, the Bounty, and the Potom to kill him, so he may be able to get a good game.
Well, you were right on the money. I asked you nice and early about Team Secret's last pickup here, what their carry was going to be. You said a carry that gets active and is able to take advantage of, the bounty hunter and fight early and doesn't need to AFK farm too much, but still scales. And the Juggernaut is exactly that choice. What really sold you on the Juggernaut over other aggressive carries?
Team Secret like to play it a lot. MP is quite good on that hero, and with the Bounty Hunter movement speed, you can just get on top of the Drow really easily, just sort of spin on her. Juggernaut is one of the best heroes in the game versus Dragonite, because if he does just walk up to you and start spinning, there's almost nothing you can do. You just sort of get burnt down by all the magical damage. It works really, really well versus the armor. The healing ward is really good versus a lot of FlipSide's heroes. They don't have a hero that's good at getting into the back line, killing that off, so just everything about it is quite good this game. And like you said before, it's a hero that fights early and then also scales if this game does stretch out.
In that case, does that make you favor Secret's lineup since they went with your called Juggernaut? You back in Secret for this draft, or do you think it's a little bit more even than that?
I think that this one is much more even than the previous ones, and I think it's a lot of what it comes down to in the early game. Whoever gets off at a better start, I think, will probably end up snowballing the game. Secret does have more comeback potential, obviously, because they have the Bounty Hunter. So if he can get an early 6, even if they fall behind early on, Secret should be able to take fights. So I think the draft is slightly Secret favored, but not by near as much as the last game.
Flip side, they're going to be the ones that are much harder to come back, right? If they lose a little bit of their laning phase, it's natural, right? Secret, like, you're going to be trying to push into them. You're going to be going into potential tracks and Tidehunter ravages. Like, games can always turn when you get the right kind of ravage. But flip side, they don't have nearly the same kind of team fighting power. They're very dependent on having a net worth lead.
Yeah, and also all of their heroes are terrible from behind, and just the lineup in general. None of these heroes are good without items or good at flash farming, splitting the map, getting pickoffs. Like, they need to be ahead, and if they're not ahead, they have some serious problems.
Do you prefer, when you see lineups, do you prefer a more versatile lineup that has multiple ways to come back into the game and has multiple power points, or do you prefer a much more pointed strategy like Drow Ranger kind of strategies where there is one really key ending point essentially for and if you fail that, then game might be over?
A lot of it, I think, just comes down to the quality of the teams and if they can pull off that timing. And, like teams like Wings and stuff, they can do any strategy they want because their execution is just like perfect for a less experienced team like FlipSide. Maybe the easier strats working out better, but we'll see this game. Their teamfight execution is typically very good, so maybe they'll play clean enough to make this work.
Puppy gets a little bit over aggressive, trying to challenge Roger, take over this off-lane camp, and with Vanguard rotating in with the dust, they actually do manage to get first blood. They are going to be running sort of a pseudo-aggro Chai lane. I'm presuming the Chen is going to be making plenty of rotations down to this bottom lane, so putting a lot of pressure on the Juggernaut early, and also giving Timbersaw a very nice 1v1 matchup. It seems to feel pretty good laning phase-wise, especially since we talked about, like, Dragonite should be able to do kind of okay no matter what in his lane. He'll always get the necessary farm. Maybe he won't, dominate the lane, but get the bare minimum, right?
Denied.
False, I don't. Whoa, look at it go! Regeneration!
Real quick, I saw you reconnect. Were you having, like, lag issues?
Yeah.
Denied.
Yeah, I'm having that too. Is this... I don't know. We must have just a bit of a bad server. Apparently it's not messing with them in-game, though. Okay. Alright, for a second there I thought it might have been me, but... if it gets real bad, we'll try another reconnect, but... for right now, guys, just roleplay like these two European teams are playing on Perfect World servers. Pylai Die, tether away over to Puppey, is going to be able to make the escape away from Vanscore, but can he get away from Seedoy? No, he absolutely cannot. The spin's going to go down. Puppey will invis himself away, but it looks like the Voodoo Restoration will keep the rest of FlipSid alive against MP's spin. So just a free pick off in the bottom lane so far. The aggro tri-lane of FlipSid is working. MP will be able to get on top of Roger. It looks like they're okay with Chen dying. If they could just get a kill in return on Pylai Die, the last couple right clicks, a little bit more, and they've got him. 1-for-1 trade-off there. Support for support with the Chen creep still in lane. We haven't actually talked about top lane too much. It looks like Forev's actually not doing too bad against a Timbersaw. Despite he's a strength hero, a strength melee hero against a Timbersaw, he's sitting at 17-0 compared to the 22-3 on Shotslow's Timbersaw. Alright, quick reconnect and we'll see if, no. no. This server is just garbage, that's all. Alright. 1-3 right now is the score, still 4.5 minutes in, and FlipSid continue to park this Chen at the bottom lane and just taking the extra bit advantage of the hard creep camp that is available. Mid lane, CS seems to could be going all right. Whoa. Looks like they got a Juggernaut. How did they get a Juggernaut kill? What the hell? They caught him farming this neutral camp.
Puppey.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the Secret have to change things up eventually, right? They're going to give up their tier 1 tower, it seems, without Mirana making that move over. Is it just too early to ask the Mirana to come bottom lane and try and change things up for them? Uh-oh, Puppey gets caught out by the dust. The spin's still going to come down, though. He closed the distance with Seedoy. The paralyzing cast slows down Puppey. Seedoy going to be chased away, but not nearly enough damage there. Meanwhile, Pylai Die has to make a quick maneuver there with the tether. The nuke isn't going to be available for the Satyr Tormentor. Pylai Die, though, is a little bit slower than Vanscore. Has to hide himself into the trees, waiting for that next tether. It's up in 1 more second. Long-range tether jump over to MP. Nice jukes out from Pylai Die. Came by Wild, even tried to come over, see if he can actually cut off the Wisp, but not going to happen. So that is him leaving the mid lane, nothing being gained there besides maybe the 6-minute rune, but never mind, that's taken away by Bounty. He gets the Bounty rune, and mid 1 will claim a haste, so he can make a quick jump over to that bottom lane if FlipSid stick around. Normally these aggro tri lanes, oh, hold on, MP Bounce up a little bit, paralyzing cast. They get some damage out. NP is going to turn, trying to go on Vanscore with the help of Forev, who's got the Ravage ready to go. They can easily get this kill, but maybe NP is going to die first. The nuke's not enough. Forev now drops the Ravage. Witch Doctor still alive, but in the back line, looks like they close the distance with the Drow Ranger. Easily execute him 1-2 and leave the Vanscore Witch Doctor stuck in the trees for last and make it a 3-kill tri-lane. 4-4 now, 6.5 minutes in. Secret's rotation, even the game up.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Anyway.
Yeah, they just stay grouped up together, make the rotation across, and this is big. I mean, that rotation bottom lane obviously really offsets all the damage that FlipSid did early on, but now it gets even worse. They get a Dragonite kill. Puppy's now level 5, 7.5 minutes in. We're going to have this track up nice and early, despite the bottom lane not going spectacularly.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that damage. You said, Forev, he's going to go for the early level of Gush, and it's proving to get kill after kill as we see a big one here on the Drow Ranger, and Puppy continues to close that gap with level 6. FlipSid, these pickoffs are bad, but they really need to start limiting them, otherwise they're going to start giving away track gold.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
FlipSid drop the counter ward, not able to catch Puppy. Puppy indeed is up here in the jungle, but he is a little bit deeper than maybe anticipate. They're going to back up the Dragonite here. Dragonite does have his ultimate ready to go, and he's already chipped that mid tower down to about 350. A little bit of extra help from the Drow Ranger aura. They could easily take this one, but Secret are not willing to give it up just yet. We've already got Pylai die here, and 10 more seconds till the Ravage is up. With that Ravage, wonder if Secret's going to try and fight around this tier 1.
Yeah.
Oh, they are going to TP. It's a bit too late for the tier 1 tower, and a bit too late to get the proper kind of initiation. MP is just going to go on a Vanscore with a spin, but again, Voodoo Restoration makes the difference here. Tame My Wild, though, he's still in trouble. He's gushed up, Omni Slash brought down. FlipSid will lose one of their cores, but still managed to get that tier 1 tower. Secret will take the Chen creeps as well as a little added bonus. We'll see if they continue to push down mid as a 5-man group, though, and see if they can even out this tower trade.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And Cedoy definitely not expecting this one. They're even going to TP the Mirana in just as the extra bit of help. Clearly not needed, though. The Drow Ranger is brought low pretty easily. As a result, Team Secret will have to give up on that mid-tower push, but it was already being matched by Shochlo as well as Tame My Wild. Team Secret just outmaneuvering FlipSid so far in this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh. Arrow nails Vanscore, but the Voodoo Restoration is still enough to keep him alive against this spin. And now, the silence on mid one, they're going to be able to bring him down. A very important kill. The wraparound from Roger won't catch anything more, but FlipSid are well set up to push down yet another outer tower.
Yeah.
Forev, he doesn't have Blink, but they do have Ravage and they do have Relocate. Problem is, Mirana's just not up for another 3 seconds. Glyph will buy them the time, though. And FlipSid, they know positioning is going to be pretty key here if they want to keep up this push. MP forced out to spin as a paralyzing cast makes its way towards him. Rev's going to be on the front lines here, slowing down Vanscore. Knowing that FlipSid really can't contest him because he's got the Ravage ready to go. If they turn on Rev, they're easily going to be able to get that kill. They actually came in from the behind, though. They do manage to nail Roger, though, with an arrow, bring him down. Puppy's going to be the trade-off, though. 1 for 2 so far. FlipSid Tactics fighting it out with their cores. The Ravage is ready to go, though. It'll land onto 2. They're going to focus down Team by Wild first. He turns for Pylai Die, getting the stun. The Drow Ranger will pick up the kill, but the Timbersaw quick to fall. Seedoy now has to make an escape away from 3 Secret heroes. That's just not going to happen. Secret win the fight, keep their off-lane tower alive, and Secret will take the safe lane tower on top of everything else, despite the laning phase being well set up by FlipSid. As soon as heroes start moving around the map, Secret just take full control.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we already said FlipSid, their team has to play from ahead. And you look at that net worth chart, and you're seeing 3 heroes, 3 cores of Team Secret, all above the FlipSid team.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, I was going to ask you, after they took that tower, should that tri-lane still stay in the bottom lane? Because most of the time, aggro tri-lanes don't really stay in lane past 6 minutes, and I've seen most Drow Ranger and Luna tri-lanes usually break apart as soon as they take that tier 1 tower. Do you think that was a tactical mistake, them staying in that bottom lane and then inevitably pushing out too far, or do you think they could have actually made that work if they just played it a bit better? Right.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Small error from FlipSid has led to so much more. Secret now have a mech. They're going to try and relocate into the river here and fight this one out. MP just spins forward straight into the enemy team. Rev helping leading the way with a little bit of a mech. They've got the stun though on the Juggernaut. They managed to bring him down. Nobody down from FlipSid. They all looking healthy. Puppy's going to get caught, looks like. Oh, he actually managed to get away to the side. A little bit of chop from the Chakram as well as a blast from the Satyr. Neither one catches. Puppy staying 1 step ahead. A shot low. That should have been 2 down for sure, but FlipSid Tactics couldn't quite nail him. They will be able to get this tier 1 offlane tower. Fred being slowed out. Maybe it's Secret's turn to make the mistake. Thinking that they can fight that one, Fred's going to lose his life as he's inevitably slowed down and right-clicked apart. Arrow nails on the Witch Doctor, but nothing's going to come of it. FlipSid Tactics' very big win might have just brought them back into control of this game, because not only was that a kill, that was a tier 1 and maybe even tier 2 tower brought down.
Yeah,
Yeah, there it is, a Dragonite with this ultimate pot and a Drow Ranger lineup, and you can see how quickly those towers fall. A nice potential pick here, but never mind. FlipSid, they're going to guard Roger as he's nailed by the arrow. They make sure there's no opportunity for Secret to find a pick. They're still going to try and force this one. They don't have the Tidehunter just yet. So Shotslow is going to be the target here. Has a Timber Chain up in 1 more second. They've already TP'd 1 hero out. That's a Drow Ranger gone from this fight. So this is free reign for Secret to get as many picks. Nice bounce there from the Shuriken. He's going to be able to stop a couple of TPs. Roger goes down as well as Vanscore's Witch Doctor. That's going to be 2 track kills for Secret. Again, a small error from FlipSid bleeds gold to the Secret team. Look at that, bounce downwards and right back up. You can see Secret, the mistake of trying to take that team fight brings the gold lead back to 0, and then, of course, Secret find those 2 bounty pickups, and it bounces right back into Secret's favor. Now they're going to be able to find something here. MP gets silenced up, still managed to get off the spin. They couldn't execute him fast enough. That is going to be a relocate blown, though, and FlipSid Tactics don't lose anybody just yet anyway. Maybe they can actually get aggressive knowing the relocate is down. Pylai just kind of cheekily showing himself the shots alone, knowing the relocate will bring him safely up to the top lane. Bodyguard Gator, oh, but a Ravage nails 4, 3 grouped up, and they just wipe through almost all of them. Tame My Wild will be able to tank most of it, though, with a Haze Drone. He managed to get away. MP is the target, but the Invis is actually helping him out. Moonlight Shadow manages to help MP dodge enough damage to stay alive. Shot slow. Last one left for FlipSid inside the fight. He'll go down, and it only cost them a Wisp. Dragonite, the lone survivor, is going to go towards mid and try and push that one out, but it's Secret who are going to take a tier 2 tower, much to FlipSid's dismay.
Yeah.
He does manage to get the stun onto Forev. The shot slow, Tame My Wild coming in. They're actually going to be able to keep Forev here. Roger takes an arrow. A lot of damage comes his way. That goes out, and they will manage to keep Forev decent alive. MP in TP away. The physical damage isn't enough to catch him. Meanwhile, Forev trying to be gone on here by Shotchlow. Managed to get a nice Whirling Death, nailing Forev. Hoping to be able to get the rest of the pure damage to finish him off. He needs some allies, though, to get some disables out, and that's just not going to happen. Pylai die with a relocate save. Forev speedily run away.
Hello.
18 minutes in, 19-10 right now, as Team Secret are holding a little over a 4,000 gold lead and a bit over a 5k experience leads. We already set the stage here. FlipSid Tactics had to get the lead early. It's going to be a tough road for them to reclaim control of this game back. We said they really didn't have too many comeback mechanisms, and it's only going to get worse as Team Secret start getting more and more levels. If they get the initiation tool for Forev here, which they will off this Ancient stack, Blink Dagger is going to make these fights so much easier for Team Secret. Mid one, advancing out deep into the enemy jungle, starts taking away all those camps, while Secret are pushing bottom at the same time. FlipSid are all grouped up, don't really have the initiating tools to take advantage of these two at bottom. They tried to go on MP, he just spin, and if necessary, they could just relocate him out anyway.
Yeah. Pelican, not really a great team fighting creep.
Oh, Pylai Die is going to be the target here. Does have a tether, but doesn't actually get enough distance to zip away. They will manage to nail him with a paralyzing cast. Moonlight Shadow buys him some time. Is he actually going to be able to get away? Relocate, silence, but it's not good enough. He'll relocate out, come back in a few seconds, but he may not be dead. It looks like Secret gonna set up some sort of rescue mission here, maybe, for the Wisp. Fred's gonna be able to come in. He's got the Blink Dagger ready to go. Waiting out for the Ravage. Looks like he got stunned by Tame My Wild and won't be able to get off a Ravage right away. In fact, he's silenced now by Seedoy. They've lost the Wisp. Rescue mission is a failure. Team Secret gonna have to run back one man behind. FlipSid Tactics kind of pausing around. They've got this Dragonite ultimate popped, but again, initiation is a bit lacking on their corner. They could still lose this fight against Farev with his Blink Dagger Ravage ready to go. Snatches the haste rune away from Tame My Wild. Farev's got mobility for days now. Chakram comes out, does a good amount of damage. Silence misses though, and now Farev, it looks like he sees his opportunity. He's going to run straight into all of these heroes. Hits the 4-man. Muerta is right there on the side, goes straight for Seedoy, but the heals come through. The sustain from FlipSid wins out, and now it looks like Secret is forced to back away until MP comes in. Timbersaw overextends himself. He goes down. Roger looks for the kill on MP, can't quite get it. MP makes his way around the trees. Tame My Wild, meanwhile, his ultimate now run out. Is going to be an ineffective core for this fight. Tries to TP away, barely makes it away. Seedoy, caught by MP, is brought low by the Omni Slash. That's 3 down from FlipSid in this fight, and Secret keep everyone alive.
Yeah, they stuck around just a little bit too long. None of their heroes really having very good chase mechanisms. The Dragon Knight only with an armlet right now, so no blink, no Lothars, no means of getting any heroes locked down. And also Secret with having very, very difficult cores to kill with Tidehunter, Jug, Potom. Not really known as very easy cores to get unless you have a lot of lockdown, so overestimating their lineup and trying to get a little bit too much cost them, once again, multiple track kills and up to 7,500 gold lead now.
Rough times. FlipSid, do they need to take a break? I know it's not really the best thing you want to do with the Drow Ranger lineup, but you are behind. Is there any items that they can sit back and farm up that would maybe give them a chance at changing the current trajectory of this game?
I'm not sure. The game is very, very difficult at this point. They have to wait for Secret to make some mistakes like they did before, trying to fight with the Ravage on cooldown. Maybe play in a way that baits Secret to take a fight before they're ready to, and then capitalizing off of that, getting kills as they chase, frost arrow, stuff like that. But as far as items go that bring them back into this game, there's not really any big items. They may try and go for a Roshan here, getting the DD on Drow, so that may be one way they have back in this game.
Certainly help, but they are going to be scouted out here. The arrow, nailing Roshan, giving FlipSid nice little time to be able to hit him. Oh, relocate actually going to come straight onto the Dragon Knight, but he's got the blink, so he will stay ahead of this attempted jump here from Secret. They spin right in, though. Farev, he may not have the Ravage, but he's right in Seedoy's face. Does manage to get that kill with the help of MP. Vanscore lays out the Death Ward. They go for the Wisp, but he gets relocated out of the fight just in time. Roger, meanwhile, he's dead, and so is the Creep Army. Midwan makes short work of that one. Shasho zips on through, but straight into 4 heroes, and he doesn't have any backup. He's just a goner. 3 already gone from FlipSid as they attempt to go for the Roshan, scouted out by the Muerta arrow, and Secret very rapidly find initiation, take control of the game, and will get Aegis into their hands.
Yeah, the Drow, no mobility items yet, no Hurricane Pike, just the Dragon Lance, so if they do get on top of her, FlipSid with no real way to save her, no force stab or something like that in Limber Cave, so if she gets got on, she's going down.
Man, Team Secret routing FlipSid so many times in their attempt to push down these towers, seem to have found all the openings needed, got themselves the right team fights and right picks. Commanding lead against FlipSid, and seemingly should be able to close out this game in style, but we'll have to see. FlipSid Tactics not going to give up just yet. Looks like they're going to try and catch Midwan here. Vanscore was hiding in the trees, but he doesn't actually manage to get a paralyzing cast out. Midwan hit himself away, but won't be able to make the blink out. Shotshow's here. Does manage to get some damage out onto Midwan. He's just getting distance for a blink dagger. Not able to do it just yet. 2 more seconds. Chakram juked away. Midwan almost makes it out, but no. He loses that Aegis. Can they get him a second time? Seedoy ready to go. Leap. Blink out, TP, and Midwan looks like he's good. Pile-eyed eye. He came in, thought he needed to help the Muerta, but actually just is going to give FlipSid a free kill. In the meantime, they did manage to get the Dragon Knight. Here comes Red. He killed the Dragon Knight. He's here for even more. He's got FlipSid down with 3, and Shatra with the TP out. Manta barely makes it away from the physical damage, but still another big win for Team Secret.
Yeah, I thought that the Potom wasted her TP and maybe they were gonna find her and get the kill, but Tidehunter coming out with the Ravage, had an Arcane Rune as well, so be very ready very, very soon. They may rotate immediately to mid. His lane is pushed out, so they'll have to get their lanes out after this tower. So not as bad as it could be, but still not what you want to have happen. Continuing to fall further and further behind versus these track kills.
FlipSid are just getting no real progression in items at all. Shotchel is down to 6 Bloodstone charges and only just now picked up a Hood of Defiance. This Drow Ranger hasn't had a new item in quite some time, can't even finish up the Yasha as is, and Tame My Wilds, we didn't get to see him picked off in the beginning while we were following that Muerta fight, but he's left at just the recent Blink Dagger pickup. Nothing new coming his way for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, the bounty with a Crimson Guard now is also massively mitigating the Drow's damage.
Arrow nails him, and all the sustain in the world from that Voodoo Restoration won't be able to get him that kill. We'll get a little bit more to Roger, yet another track kill. Going to Team Secret as they pick apart FlipSid one by one, and don't tell me Tame by Wild's also going to go down. He blinks away. Ahead of the Juggernaut, so he is good for now. Look at that. Big old Aghanim Scepter by 26 minutes on a Tidehunter, and he's even got level 16. Red is huge. I can't imagine a faster Aghanim Scepter than this one right here. After Mech and Blink Dagger, that's insane timing.
Yeah, they're gonna have to deal with some massive wave spit now, so gonna be able to clip a whole lot of the heroes, just continue to help them chase them down the track.
FlipSid struggling to stop the bleeding here. They're going to try and come in with Tame My Wild to make the jump, but with Muerta making her entrance straight into the Drow Ranger, bursts her down with the magic damage. And now they're even pursuing into the Tier 3 tower. MP, he's got the Omni Slash ready to go, and he sees those track kills available for him. Witch Doctor turns around, tries to throw out the Death Ward, but it's his death that comes apart as that ward does very little as the Omni Slash brings him down. Shotchlow deep past the Tier 4 towers. Team Secret will claim him too. Tame by Wild can't even make it back to the base. He's going to be caught by the Gush. Attempts to armlet toggle, but no such luck. Team Secret wipe FlipSid inside their own base at 27 minutes and force FlipSid into an early GG.
Yeah, their lineup was able to win this game. It was hard. They had to execute well and play very, very cleanly, but a couple mistakes early on. That tri-lane, giving up the death, Drow dying a couple times, the Dragonite getting picked up